Hey everybody, it's Reckless. So, in this video, we are actually going to be going over part 2 of all of the exotic weapons in the Taken King. Now, I actually have a little bit less than 2 hours before the midnight release, so I'm definitely going to make sure I get to that. However, I figured I would get to this video before I even leave. So, as I said in my last video, we are actually going to do the special and heavy weapons. So, let's get started. The first weapon we have is the Castello. It is an exotic fusion rifle. Does void damage, 4 to 5 rounds in a magazine. Has a nice charge rate, a great impact, not so good range, great stability, great reload. Perks on this are Harbinger's Spark, which multiple kills with this weapon spawn orbs for your allies. Unplanned Reprieved, which fusion projectiles attach and detonate with a delayed void blast. That's pretty awesome. Then we have Blade Runner and Infuse. And your first column, we have CQB Ballistics, Smart Drift Control, Smooth Ballistics. And in your second column, we have Flared Magwell, Lightweight, and Enhanced Battery. I'm sorry about that. So obviously this is going to be a weapon that gets sold from Xur, and it will drop in the Taken King. So this is what it looks like real quick. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty badass for a fusion rifle. So the next weapon we're actually going to talk about is a year 1 transfer. It is the Invective. Now, I'm not too sure if the stats actually changed on this. I don't really think they did. At least not these stats. But it is a solar... it's a solar shotgun with 4 rounds in a magazine. The perks on this are Invective, Full Auto, and Final Round. And in the first column we have Send It, Quick Draw, Fitted Stock, and Field Choke, Accurized Ballistics, and Linear Compensator. And this has been sold by Xur before, and it will drop also in the Taken King. And this is what it looks like. Had a little bit of fun with this before. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty badass. I don't know what else to say about it. It's a good exotic shotgun. If you're doing PvE. I've tried it in PvP. It's not so great. So I definitely would, have fun with it in PvP. The next exotic we're going to go over is, again, another year 1 weapon that moves over to year 2. And it is the Fourth Horseman. And again, just like the Invective, I don't think any of the stats changed. It is an arc damage shotgun. The perks on this are Return to Sender, Thunderer, Final Round. The first column has Speed Reload, Fitted Stock, Hand Loaded. And the second column has Accurized Ballistics, CQB Ballistics, and Field Choke. It has been sold by Xur, and it will drop in the Taken King. This is what it looks like. I actually didn't notice it before, but it's like a little alien head right here. Oh, Jesus. Definitely not what I wanted to do. But yeah, you can see it. A little alien head. So the next exotic weapon we're actually going to talk about is the Chaperone. Now this is a new exotic shotgun. It is solar damage. It has an okay rate of fire, okay impact, not so good range, great stability. Nice reload speed, has a magazine of 5. It is solar damage, as I said, and the perks on this are the Roadborne, which precision kills briefly grant bonus handling, range, and precision damage with this weapon. Well, that's a pretty good perk. Then you got the Survivor, 3 rapid precision kills while Born on the Road is active, will return 2 rounds to the chamber, which is pretty good. Then we have the chaperone. This weapon fires a single precision slug, grants agility boost. Interesting. And then in the first column, we have accurized ballistics, linear compensator, field choke. Second column we have is field scout, single point sling, and snapshots. As you can see, you can get this through a quest. I'm sorry, it can be dropped as a weapon in the quest, and it can drop in the Taken King. So this is what it looks like. Also, if you have not seen this weapon in action, this weapon was actually used in the live action trailer for the Taken King, and it actually looked pretty badass. So, moving on, the next exotic we're going to talk about is Hereafter. It is an exotic sniper rifle that does arc damage, has an okay fire rate, okay impact, great range, decent stability, and decent reload speed. The perks on this are the Hereafter. Crouching increases scope zoom and makes it easier to aim under fire. Then we have Blinding Light. Precision kills with this weapon have a chance to cause a bright flash that can blind nearby enemies. And then we have Perfectionist. Magazine is refunded if all shots fired are precision kills. That is amazing. However, you got to make sure you actually get those kills. So, the perks in the first column are linear compensator, smooth ballistics, and aggressive ballistics. And in the second column, we have speed reload, snapshot, and injection mold. I'm not too really fond of injection mold, but it's okay, I guess. Xur will sell this, and it will be an item that will drop in the Taken King. This is what it looks like. Looks pretty cool. I like it. The next exotic we're actually going to talk about is, again, a weapon that comes from year 1. It is the Thunderlord. The rate of fire is the same, along with impact, range, stability, and reload speed. It is an arc damage weapon, has a magazine of 49. The perks on this are lightning rounds, feeding frenzy. The first column has flared magwell, perfect balance, field scout, field choke, accurized ballistics, and linear compensator. And then we also have Xur will sell this, and it will drop in the Taken King. This is what Thunderlord actually looks like. The next weapon is, again, another one that is taken from year 1 and brought to year 2. It is the Truth. You have a not so good rate of fire, great blast radius, okay velocity, great stability, great reload speed. It is a void damage weapon. There are 2 rounds in a magazine. Perks on this are Prototype, True Seeger, and Grenades and Horseshoes. And in the first column, we have Flared Magwell, Javelin, Heavy Payload, Warhead. Can't even say that. So far away from my screen. Warhead Veneers, I guess that's how you say it. I don't know. Hard launch and confirm launch. Don't use my horrible English against me, please. Then we have Xur will be selling this, and it will drop in the Taken King. This is what it looks like. Actually, reminds you a little bit of an actual javelin. Anyways, moving on. The next exotic weapon we have is the Boltcaster, which is an exotic sword, but of the arc damage. And apparently on swords, they have a little bit different stats. They have speed instead of fire rate or blast radius or rate of fire. Then they have impact, range. It has a good impact, not so good range, obviously because it is a sword and you can't throw it. Then another stat that swords have is efficiency and defense and energy. So the only thing that swords share with other other weapons with stats are impact and range. And then everything else is strictly new to Destiny. So the perks on this are Sword Strike, where you use square to attack with the sword. Arc Forged Guard, where you use to guard, effective against solar and void attacks, less effective against arc attacks. Then when you have Tempered Light, increase armor when wielding the sword. Then you have Sword of Thunder, used to shoot a beam of arc light from your sword, creating a lingering electric storm, which is definitely pretty cool. And then your first column we have a Scabbard and Live by the Sword. Scabbard increases sword ammo capacity. Live by the Sword kills with the sword have a chance to grant orbs. And then in the second column we have Warrior of Light, where increase damage for your attacks, and Scabbard increase sword ammo capacity. I don't know if this is a typo or not, because usually they don't have two of the same perks in both columns. So that might be an actual typo. But ways to actually get this, apparently Lord Shaxx will sometimes sell this item in the tower. So that's going to be interesting. You can get it as a crest reward and a drop, and it will drop in the Taken King expansion. This is what it actually looks like. However, this part of the sword is actually blue. Once you know what type of sword is which because of the elemental damage that is actually on this part of the sword. And as you can see in this picture, it is blue. So the next one we're actually going to look at is the Dark Drinker. It is another exotic sword. And I want to say it has, similar stats. Oh, the exact same stats as the Boltcaster and the Raise Lighter. But they're all different damage elements and they have different perks. Dark Drinker has Sword Strike, which use square to attack with the sword. Then we have Void Forged Guard, use to guard, effective against arc and solar attacks, less effective against void attacks. We have Tempered Light, and then we have Supermassive Vortex, where used to unleash a spiral of void energy in all directions. Well, that's pretty cool. Then we have Scabbard and Die by the Sword. Kills with this sword replenish grenade energy. Then we have Warrior of Light and Scabbard again. Now, again, I'm not sure if this is a typo or not, or something's misplaced, or if they're going to be leaving something out. But I guess we'll find out when the Taken King comes out in less than an hour and a half. Oh, I'm sorry, when you're actually allowed to go get it. Because apparently it won't be available until 5 a.m. Tomorrow, which is Tuesday, the reset. Then we have the final exotic, which is the Raise Lighter. And as the previous two, all the stats remain the same. Double check one thing real quick. Yes, all the stats remain the same. Sword Strike is the same. Solar Forged Guard, used to guard, effective against arc and void attacks, less effective against solar attacks. We have Tempered Light. Then we have Phoenix Uppercut, used to launch into a solar light uppercut. If you have watched the Court of Oryx reveal from Destiny, you would see that Laced Up Lauren actually used this exact weapon. Whoops, sorry about that. Then in the perks. In the first column we have Scabbard, and then we have Thrive by the Sword. Kills with the sword grants super energy. And then we have in the second column Scabbard and Warrior of Light. And again, this will be sold by Lord Shax. You can get it as a quest drop, or it can drop anywhere in the Taken King. This is what this sword looks like. And I did forget to do the Dark Drinker, but some of the swords do have a little bit other things to differentiate them from each other besides the color of this. I guess we can, for lack of better words, call it a shard. Gonna go back to the Dark Drinker real quick. So yeah, the Dark Drinker is more of like I don't want to say blunt, but more like a bolded blade. So the blade itself does show differences in all of them. This looks like something that came out of Final Fantasy VII, along with this. Actually, you know what? We could just say all of them did. So, that is the end of the weapons for the Taken King that is actually in the armory. However, as I said in my previous video, a lot of the weapons are not shown in the in the armory for the Taken King because we didn't see a couple of them. And I'm pretty sure Bungie will update their armory on Bungie.net within the next few days. And if not, well, when I get the new weapons, I can actually go from there and I'll do reviews for those. So, let me know what you guys think about the video in the comments below. This is Reckless. I will see you guys later. And then don't forget, if it hurts you, hurt it back. And if it kills you, walk it off.